Okay, so the first particle is just dropped, yeah? So the first particle we'll say is u equals 0, v equals we don't know, a equals what, guys? Well, call it positive 9.8. So for argument's sake, we're just taking this as a downward race with acceleration 9.8. Is that right? You can make everything minus if you want. If you make the acceleration minus, you're also going to make the v and the u minus as well, because they're technically going downwards as well. So I'd rather just take a full positive system, if that makes sense to you. If it initially goes up, and then it goes back down again, then you can say it's minus 9.8. S, we don't know, do we? T, capital T. Now what about particle 2? How fast do I throw that? That's thrown down. So what do you reckon? Yeah. What do you reckon about V? We don't know, do we? A? 9.8 again because it's gravity. Its S value. If they hit each other, they both travel the same distance, correct? T value, is it traveling longer or shorter than the other one? You could do T minus 1, but I've already told you guys I don't like minuses, do I? So maybe we make that one T, and that means the other one has to be T plus 1. Is that right? Whichever system you want to choose. I generally stay away from negatives. Okay, it's a good way to live. Now, what do we do now, guys? What formula do you think we're going to use? We haven't got a V to work with. So I think that eliminates 2 of our equations out. Yeah, ut plus a half, at squared. Okay, so what do we get here? X equals 0 times t plus 1 plus a half, 9.8. Now, do you know what's going to happen? If you don't mind, I'm going to leave it as g for a minute, and I'll explain in a second. I think the g's might cancel. Actually, no, they won't. Leave us another day. You're right. My bad. And then times t plus 1 squared. You cool with that? Would everybody be happy that this x is 4.9 multiplied by t plus 1 squared? Is everybody happy with that? Now, what about the red data? What can I say for the red data? 14.7 times what? We're doing ut plus half at squared. 14.7 times t, yeah? What else? Plus a half, 9.8 times t squared. We know that this is x, so it's 14.7 t plus 4.9 t squared. And what can we say about the 2 of these then? They're equal to each other. Now, because they're equal to each other, what happens if you divide both sides by 4.9? Divide both sides by 4.9, and what's left over? 3t, t squared. That cancels, and that's just t plus 1 squared, which is cancel out the what? What's left then? T equals 1. So one of them was traveling for 1 second, and the other one was traveling for 2 seconds. Is that right? 2 and 1, respectively. Now, if we were to, we next have to calculate the, we have to calculate the distance they crashed at. See this formula here? It's the same as this one here. If I just sub in t equals 1 there, I should be able to get my answer. So it'll be 14.7 times 1 plus 4.9 times 1 squared 14.7 plus 4.9 is 19.6 meters. They both travel 19.6 meters before they get hit. Cool. All right, that was tough. Stone thrown vertically upwards. So this time, because I have to balance up with down, I'm going to say that up is positive and down is negative. Is that right with you? So starting with you, Vast. What's my initial speed? U. From a point 30 meters above the horizontal ground. Oh, that's annoying, because look what happens. I start off on a ledge 30 meters above ground. I'll denote ground as the green line, nice grassy area that we're doing this on. We throw the thing up in the air, it comes up, and then it falls back down again. Is that all right? So, technically, it falls to minus 30. Why am I saying it's minus 30? It falls 30 meters below where it started from. That's the trick. Once you have that, that's your hook. Now, up is positive, which means down is, which means we're working off a minus 9.8 this time, not a plus 9.8. So does it tell me about the time? T is 5, yeah? And what does it want from me? The value of U. Well, S equals UT plus a half, AT squared, and minus 30 is the same as 5U minus 9.8 times T squared. Can somebody put all this in the calculator for me, just this part here? Okay. Minus 122.5. Good man. And then I want you to add that to minus 30. What you get? 92.5? No, not 90. Yeah, 92.5, isn't it? It's 5U, and then divided by 5. 18.5 equals U. Find the speed at which the stone hits the ground. Well, that's a difficult one. Actually, is it just V equals U plus AT? Why does V have to be negative? Because when you hit the ground, you're actually going downwards, not upwards. So we can say is V equals 18.5 going up minus 9.8 times 5. Chuck that in the calculator for me. I think it's minus 30.5, but just make sure. Is it? Sorry.